And let me tell you what we have going on today. Big news going around. The most fascinating news that needs to be shared at this moment. Good morning. Happy birthday, boy. It is happy birthday. It's Rick's birthday today. Sir Rick's birthday today.
Only my friends call me Rick. I want to make sure that we're clear on that. And if you're out there right now,
happy birthday can call me Rick. To you.
He just can't. Thank you, sir. 52 years old. I'm excited, I guess, to be 52. It's another day, and I feel comfortable with saying my age. I get a little wiser as well. And it's hard to believe. For those of you that know me out there, you're saying, my God, how much more wise can you get?
Oh, my goodness.
Drive safe, Dave. You know what? If you need some advice, come see me because it is my birthday. I was good with advice before. Now just think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a few more gray hairs to me. A lot of them because of you. January 4th, we have the new mandate that says employees, right? Employers with greater than 100 must have that vaccination or drive safe.
Testing once a week. And basically that mandate will be into effect on the 4th. It will be enforced by OSHA, and it comes with hefty fines to the employer. Look, I mean, we all understand what's going on here. There's a big debate about what's going on. But to me, in reality, what's happened is it's the law. It's changed. And because it became law, to me, it is what it is. And you got to go get it done if you want to make sure that you fall within the mandate.
But let's slow down. It's not law yet, right? I mean, it's not. It's a mandate. I don't think it'd be a law. It's not a law. It's an OSHA. It's some kind of thing that he's putting in, but it's not a law, right? Producer, can you help me out? Is it officially a law? It's a mandate. It's not a law.
Okay, so you can be fined by a mandate and by a law.
I get it, but it's not a law. I think the law has to happen. Matter of fact, it can't go into law within like 180 days, or something has to go in place. I'm just a bill. I'm only a bill. You know, I think there's some truth to that. Producer?
So from what I can see here, a law and a mandate have the same power to be enforced. The only difference between the two is how they come to be. So obviously a law being passed by the Senate and House of Representatives, signed by a governor, whereas a mandate is made by a governor with power given to them by the legislature in a state of emergency.
Gotcha. So it's not quite the same thing, yet the employers, I should say, we've got to follow it all the way through.
Correct.
Or face the fines. And the fines are heavy, Drive Safe, Dave. We talked about that before the show. $13,000 up to $13,600 per violation.
Yep.
You know, and it tops out at $136,000.
Exactly where this is going to lead, in all honesty. I will tell you on a personal note, now that it has become a mandate, and you look back at the numbers and you see it, and I just look at this, now that it has been mandated, for me personally, I'm tired of getting the call that somebody that I know has died from the disease. We have an opportunity here. 750,000 people in the United States have somewhat died from this disease, and about 749,000 of them died without a vaccination.
Okay, I get you, but that's not what this is about, though. We're not talking about the vaccination on its own right now. Drive Safe Dave, we're talking, how is it the right thing to do then? I'm going to go this way. Why is it right for, if you have 100 or more, to be mandated, and if you don't have 100, you don't have to do it? Make sense of that to me.
Okay, I get there's some, I don't even know why they would even make, why wouldn't it just apply to all employers?
Thank you. If you're going to do something like this, you do it to all.
Yeah.
And that's what this thing is. It's talking about those with greater than 100, and all we're doing on this is giving people with less than 100. I mean, are we encouraging the larger? If you have 101 employees,
fire two.
Get rid of two, fire two people. Is that what we're saying to do?
That doesn't even make
sense.
It
doesn't make any sense. I'm just asking for some clarity on that. But I will also say, you as a truck driver, you in the trucking industry, you as anybody watching this show, you have your own responsibility in this. And if you don't like something, take the time to write your state representative.
Absolutely.
I took it yesterday. I wrote to our state representative locally yesterday, and I gave him my opinion and what I need him to do to make sure that he's speaking on behalf of our industry, because this industry, it can't afford to lose one person right now. This country cannot afford to have any slowdowns in productivity. You can find your state representative, your senator, the president, somebody out there to write a letter to, an email to, and voice your opinion
Correct.
on this. Ask them to make an exemption for this industry.
Correct.
For daggum sure, because again, just you have watched us talk about the amount of freight, the problems in logistics,
Supply chain.
The supply chain is just jacked up. How can we take any loss in any more loss in productivity than what we already have? Drive Safe Dave, I'm going to encourage you the same way to write somebody today.
Absolutely.
To get it done. Voice your opinion. My goodness, don't just sit back and don't just sit back and complain.
Nope.
You have to make your voice felt and heard out there. Producer, who do you have for us, sir? Have the courage to mandate for all, because it doesn't make any sense to encourage companies with 100 employees to get rid of folks to fall under the mandate.
Yeah,
and it doesn't give the right and it's not fair to a employee to lose that security that he or she has at a company. And in a trucking industry, that means you're with a company that maybe you built a life and family around. And now you have to take a chance and either get a shot, get the vaccination, and if you don't want it, you don't have a choice now than to go work somewhere else. And it doesn't make any, that's a smaller company.
That's a smaller company, or because if you go out to work, and they're trying to reduce that number right now. So we don't know where that number is going to land by January 4th, in all honesty. We don't know where that truly is going to be. So, and I'll tell you, if you go work somewhere else, they're going to have the same mandate. I mean, if
they have 100 or more,
if they have 100 or more,
will have that. So again, I don't understand any of that. And that's, I mean, above all, that's my problem, is the fact that why is it okay to go work for somewhere else to ruin your life that you've built around? Some of you have been at a company for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And you know everybody around you. Now if you're going to stick strong to that, you have to make a choice.
Right.
Do I go work for a company that maybe is not going to get me home as much, maybe isn't as safe as the company I'm with, or maybe I just say, you know what, I am going to get my tested every week. I'm going to do that part. And now you're losing productivity. And we spoke about that yesterday, Drive Safe Dave. You now go get your appointment, you go get your test, and whatever that is, now somehow you've got to feel like you got to make those miles up, right? It puts another pressure on you, the driver out there, to possibly drive unsafe. And that is not what we want as well. In our industry that's so focused on safety, we've got to make sure that your minds are safe out there on the road. Producer, who do we have?
A lot of videos today and some really good ones here. Again, great job by this driver. And you can see what's going to happen here, and it's going to be tailgating by other trucks. Look at that, 40, 50 feet tops, and at 69 miles an hour. There is no out, right, for either one of those trucks. And so this driver backs off, tries to create as much space as he or she can. Good job there.
Yeah, and for other drivers that are new to BCB Live, you're watching the videos. Why we show these are so we can learn from, mistakes, not only mistakes that we make, but not only from things that we do right, but to learn from others as well. When we see this video here, we see the Panther truck coming behind. This driver is way too close. It's not even one white line behind. This is an accident ready to happen. Something happens right now, bam, there's an accident and something bad will happen.
he can't see.
He can't see anything what's going on in front of him. He doesn't know that a car is getting ready to hop in front. He doesn't see anything. Drive Safe. Great point on that. He's got a billboard in front of him,
Correct.
And yet we're still tailgating. You have to back up. You've got to increase your space, which may cause you to reduce your speed.
Absolutely will. And again, here, you got to be ready for all. You're coming into a construction zone. The orange cones start to show up. Driver stays in the lane. Great job. The speed limit was 60 there. And then watch what this OV does.
Boy, you just knew that was happening.
Yes. And then again, remember what you can learn from it. Again, this is not this driver's fault. But when you keep your head on a swivel, look at them side view mirrors, right? And it may, as it turns out, what you don't see here, and it's hard to explain, but there seems to be a quick lane change there because of that OV. So you got to be ready for that kind of stuff so that you don't, if there had been a car there, what else did you have to do? So remember, slow the speed down. I believe this was around 63, 64 miles an hour. The speed limit is 60. Plus, you got construction. So we always talk a lot. Whatever you think the safe speed is, probably 5 or 10 more miles lower than that is probably the really safe speed to be at. But again, you got to watch for the idiots out there, and you got to prepare for them. Again, what do you think is going to happen here? Drive safe. There's Drive Safe Dave. That is his truck. I don't think it was him driving, though. Was it?
That was not me.
Okay. Now, 3 lanes, man, and then barely made it. Great job by this driver, keeping the space. And what you don't see here is there was a pretty quick speed reduction to allow that to happen and not cause an accident.
And not a turn indicator 1 comes on this
Oh,
white
no.
truck. Not one. Nothing that's, not only am I going to cross 3 lanes, very unsafe, and I got a big truck in the middle of me that I really can't see what's to the right of him. I'm not even going to inform anybody. I'm just going to go.
Yeah.
Unreal. And unreal the challenge that you face out there.
Here you got merge points. You see the exits, the entrances coming up, a merge coming in from the left. And so, again, this is tailgating, right? Then you're going to get over into a even worse situation. You got the concrete barrier. There's no out to the right. There's traffic on the left. You've got to just slow down and back off here. Increase that space. Nice job here. Again, maybe slow down a little bit sooner, but really great job. You can see traffic just waiting to dart out there. This driver is able to stop. Everybody stop, and you can still see the road in front of you. Great, great job there, everybody. That is kind of one of the keys on BCB Live we like to see is when you know that there's not really a good chance of any accident in front of you, when you can stop and still see the pavement between you and the car in front, the vehicle in front of you. So great job by this driver. Here again, another good job, just backing off as traffic comes. It's coming from everywhere. People are merging, so you just allowing them to get in. Still see the pavement. You can see everybody flying to the left, staying in the lane. Just not a whole lot of chances for anything to happen.
And Bob, when we see these vehicles to the left 2 lanes that where the video's being taken from, what we've remembered and what we've heard in the past is that 1 out of every 5 or 6 of these cars in front of our vehicle right now is probably going to hop in front of you. It's going to take the time to say, you know what? It's moving quicker in the left lane. Let me get out of this, and I'm going to pop out in front of you. So if you catch yourself in one of those 2 left lanes where that car hauler's going right now, you still have to be ready for somebody to hop out in front of you because it's a stat that says somebody in the next 5 or 6 cars will hop out in front of you. Be aware of that as well.
Yes. Again, another great job here, just courtesy, keeping that space, going to let that truck in. What it's hard to see in this view, but you can see is there's flashing lights up ahead in that traffic line. There you start to see them. Great job by just keeping a space, being courteous out there, realizing clearly this driver, what do we like to say? Packed his or her patience, right? They know they're not going anywhere. Let somebody else in so that there's no issues coming up. Truck's got a blinker on. Love that truck too. Kind of waits, even though the blinker's on, doesn't just jump into that space right away. So great courtesy by everybody. And this is how, we talk a lot when drivers say they can't affect the traffic around them. That is not true all the time. In fact, a lot of times you can. And I think this was one that demonstrated that by slowing down and keeping that space. It let people behind them know this truck going a little fast, but it kind of starts to check up pretty quick and then doesn't make the quick lane change.
Yeah, this is great communication on both parts by both drivers. I'd like to think that they even had said something on the CB.
Probably.
Great job.
Here again, rain intersections, keeping them safe. Great job here. Being prepared to stop. The light's going to change. It's yellow now. And so the vehicle's able to stop in a wet, dangerous intersection. You can see traffic's still flying around you all different directions. And man, this is one of those that just seen how chaotic it can be at an intersection when you got a lot of busyness going on from all different directions. You got some guy there making a U-turn, I believe it looked like, from the lane as well. So just a lot going on. Great job by this driver at keeping that intersection safe. And here, you got a curve coming up. Great job at slowing down. Remember, we've been talking about wind for the past few weeks. This week, not so much. But great job. Look at the speed control here just to take this sharp curve. The road's even rough, right? This is easy to lose some traction and control. if you take it too fast, just because of the road conditions don't look that great as well. So great job again by this driver. Speed is critical in everything that you do out there. You drivers, carriers, you've got to get people to slow down, right? There's nothing that says you have to do the speed limit. There's nothing that says you have to do over the speed limit.